Okay, we've got catapults. Um, Triumph. A distinct lack of villages. Um, you could still gain extra cards with Artificer and a little bit extra with Count. You play, yeah, not that many extra with Count, but you could there is Necropolis, I guess, as a village, but you can, let's say you play Necropolis, you play Count, you gain a copper, you gain a duchy, you gain a duchess. You play another Count, you gain another copper, you gain another duchy, you gain another duchess, and then you can buy Triumph. But that's really hard to set up. Um, it's a ton of points. It's 9 point Triumph, 8 VP plus the estate. Or I can't count. That's 3, 6, 7 VP plus the estate. But I think at least the early part of this game is going to be dominated by Wishing Wells. By Wishing, excuse me, not by Wishing Wells, by catapults. Excuse me, that's not what I meant to say. Wishing Well is what I was thinking about. Opening with the catapult, although I might also consider opening double catapult. Um, there's also hunting grounds as way to gain extra cards. So you can play Necropolis, play hunting grounds. That gives you a hand of 7 cards. Play a count, gain a copper, trash 6 hunting grounds, being your whole hand. Gain 6 estates, 4 duchies, and 4 duchesses, and then triumph. That'd be great. Actually, you could do even more because you get your hand size bigger with Wishing Well. This is grossly unrealistic, but you gotta dream big sometimes. Wishing for Necropolis seemed like a weird wish to me. I don't know, maybe it doesn't make a huge difference, but. And as Sam, I'd be pretty happy to just trash my copper here. You're not doing anything with the turn anyway, you might as well attack your opponent. Because if you trash the overgrown estate, you're gonna you're gonna draw a copper, which cycles you a card, but there's nothing you really want for 2, I don't think. And well, attacking your opponent just seems more useful to me. You can trash the overgrown estate later, and it's a little bit less useful in terms of your wishing wells, but eh. And I assume you're just going to wish for copper here. You're definitely wishing for copper now, and now, and now with 4, probably get another wishing well. At some point, you're going to have to switch to getting a silver. Or I guess you could get the last catapult to open up the rocks, but I think at this point I'd still be on Wishing Well. I guess you could also get Peddler, right? That would be the consideration. Um, yeah, that's okay. I think I might have still gotten another Wishing Well first before switching, but it's kind of close as to how much is enough setup. E.Honda certainly expect to get Wishing Well here. I expect Sam to trash a copper and ship the turn back. We know that he has in his bottom cards a catapult, a necropolis, an overgrown estate, 2 wishing wells, a peddler, and however many are left are copper. once you subtract all those out, which is 3? Two wishing wells, a peddler, a catapult, an acropolis, an overgrown estate. Two coppers. I don't think you want to buy anything. And as E.Honda, I just discard an acropolis copper. Pretty sure. Wow, really? Huh. Okay. We'll definitely wish for copper here, right? Really want this wish to hit. There's one wishing well, um, an overgrown estate, and 3 coppers. It's gotta be a wish for copper, right? Okay, so now you can play your necropolis, trash your copper. Okay, so Sam should be able to set up a perfect wish here. Pretty sure you just keep peddler. Wishing well, wishing well. Guess you could have kept something besides the last wishing well, but catapult. And you can choose whether or not you want to trigger the shuffle there. I might not have, because mostly you just now you just wish for catapult, I think. Either that or overgrown estate. Guess you could maybe wish for copper still. These remaining cards are catapult, overgrown estate, copper, copper, copper. Guess if there's that many coppers, you should probably wish for copper. Yeah, it's a bit of a bummer. So you trash a copper here. You just want to keep attacking. You buy a peddler. And this is going to be a sad hand, but that's okay. This should be... Gosh. There's a peddler, a wishing well, a catapult, and necropolis, and a copper, which means that you could wish for, like, there's 5 unique cards, right? Um, I'm trying to think if any of them is really a better wish than the others. Okay. So I think you trash a copper here as Sam as well. And coming up pretty well on the point at which you're going to have pretty decent turns every turn. Certainly you're going to be attacking every turn for a bit. At some point you're going to run out of fuel. I guess it's only a few turns away. You can maybe ball at that point to take silver and peddler or something like that. I assume you wish for copper here. Could wish for wishing well would be the other thing, I think. Maybe that's better, yeah. Now you play this wishing well, and now you can wish for catapult. I mean, I think that the 3 remaining cards are catapult and 2 coppers? No, it's catapult, copper, and hovel, so it's totally equal. You would rather have the catapult this turn so you could attack and trash the overgrown estate. So I think the catapult is what you wish for here. I think this has been played pretty tight from both players. Oh no, this makes a ton of sense. You wish for... Yeah, right, because if catapult is on top, you can do this anyway, so you should wish for one of the other things. That was a tighter play from E.Honda than I would have made. That was really good. And now you just trash your hovel. You're a bit sad as Sam, but you trash your hovel and you buy a peddler. I think you buy a peddler and not a silver. But it's kind of close. Okay. So you lead on peddler. You wish for... I don't think it really matters. It doesn't really matter. You can wish for anything. I guess if you wanted to give yourself a chance to leave a card on top, you should figure out which one you would want to leave on top. But I'm thinking you probably don't leave any card on top. So this is a copper. Then you don't have enough money to be able to ball, which is what I'd really like to do. I guess you could get an artificer at some point just to feed yourself more coppers to constantly be attacking your opponent. Do that instead of ball. But you're not cursing if you do that instead of ball. So I'm not sure. I think I'd rather do ball still. I think you want to draw this copper, play your necropolis, trash a copper, trash a hovel, and buy... Oh, it's a peddler. Uh-huh. So now, what do you buy? You're not going to have much money next turn. I think you buy a silver... you going to catapult your catapult? Sam discarded his copper in his necropolis. Huh. I guess that makes some sense. Armory. That makes some sense too. Peddler, 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 peddler. Trash. I might trash overgrown estate here. So I could hit 5. So I could ball. So Honda is thinner, but I'm not sure how good or important that really is. Just trashes a second catapult. Okay. Well, I would expect a ball here for peddler wishing well, maybe. Peddler, peddler, maybe. Artificer, really? Huh. So you can wish for your curse here. You can play your necropolis and armory something. Which I think should be a silver. And then just trash a curse. And ball. Yeah, the armory is kind of awkward. You only the one village is just a bit awkward. It is just a bit awkward. There's no way around that. The curses will run eventually, but you don't really want to be spending so much energy trashing the curses when your opponent can be spending the energy giving them to you. I don't think you're ahead on that. And you're not playing your armory. And Sam, with one catapult, if you don't start giving him curses, um, you know, can do something about that as well. I might trash this silver here and buy a peddler or a wishing well. No, this is 5. This is ball. Or is this artificer? It's ball for wishing well. And okay, not wishing well. Has he just realized that he can get 2 peddlers? I think I would go for peddlers. I think I would go for both peddlers. Yeah. So Sam should lead on peddler, play wishing well, wish for probably peddler. Every card in the deck. No, wish for catapult. We know that this last card is a catapult. I don't think we want to gain anything with our artificer right now. Oh no, he only has the one catapult now. So this last card is a peddler? Yeah, it is. So let's see, you could discard copper peddler and gain a 3 and then draw the 3 by playing Necropolis and then trashing your overgrown estate. And then if the 3 is a wishing well, this seems like a reasonable line to take. I don't think it's plausible to. Or you could. No. Wait. This seems worse to me than keeping the Necropolis, and I guess he wants the discard attack. That's got to be the reasoning. This is going to be hard to wish for the right thing. There's one peddler, one catapult, and what? The wishing well. So this should be catapult. Now peddler, or actually maybe Necropolis, Armory, a wishing well. Peddler into the wishing well, play the wishing well. Now you know that this last card is a catapult. And now you're going to trash your second catapult. And you're going to ball for peddler and wishing well? Question mark? Okay. So now Sam should lead on peddler. Just playing the wishing well first doesn't make any sense to me. Okay, so there's a catapult. So play peddler, wish. Okay, the last card is peddler. So now you can artificer. For a wishing well. I'm trying to think if you could get a catapult here, because I kind of want 2 catapults again. If I'm honest. I don't think you can really play them both this turn, but you could play one of them. And I think that would be good. I said a do a do a do 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 a do 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 a do 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 a do 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 do. Well, you gotta play your artificer next anyway. Now, you discard 3 things. You gain a catapult. You play peddler, peddler. You catapult. If you discard catapult, copper, curse, gain a catapult. You play peddler, peddler. You play necropolis. You catapult the overgrown estate. You probably have drawn everything again. But he goes for this way. And just whatever you do, don't trash the overgrown estate or the necropolis. I'm not sure which of the other things is best. Kind of be inclined to trash the copper and then ball for catapult wishing well, I think. I still kind of want the second catapult. And more wishing wells also seem good. Okay. Just 2 wishing wells. Okay. That also makes some sense. The only issue with that fitting in with the other plan is that this catapult might not be there your next turn. Okay, so this is what was discarded here. Armory and necropolis, so this should be a catapult. So you wish for catapult, and then you wish and draw your armory and your necropolis. You can play necropolis, play your armory, play your peddler to draw a card, the card that you armoried, and then you can catapult something. Yup. So armory, I want to say a silver is the best thing. Though you could make a case for taking the catapult. I guess the thing is, you're kind of unlikely to want the catapult, given you already have the armory, so this makes some sense. You're at 7 now. What do you want for 7? Do you want to... Can't imagine you want a ball at this point. You could artificer, you could gold, I think look like the 2 most likely things to me. And I would think that artificer is probably the most likely of all. So Sam has a slight draw advantage. E.Honda is thinner, and that's basically the situation right now. There's some other differences, right? Basically, so Sam has two extra curses and an extra overgrown estate, has one fewer armory, one fewer silver, has an extra artificer. And two extra wishing wells, right? Okay, so gold. Yeah, okay. You start with wishing well. Mm-hmm. I don't know that wishing wells all at the start made the most sense. Wishing for wells constantly. There's two wells left now. So there's one well left now. So peddlers makes more sense. Okay, this is the last well. So we know that the last cards. What did he discard here? Two peddlers. Okay. So there should be one peddler, one catapult, and what? What? The Necropolis. Yeah, he wished for a card that he couldn't possibly have drawn. So, okay, so now you play Artificer, discard Curse Peddler to gain the last catapult. You catapult the Overgrown Estate to draw that catapult. Or you just trash a curse here and maybe you gain nothing. Let's see, if you gain a silver here, you could get to 8 this turn. That does not seem worth it. You could just brutally attack your opponent, though, which might be worth it. You could gain a copper to just trash it. I still think I want the last catapult, but I'm not 100% sure that I would get it now as opposed to balling for it. Or I guess just buying it, but I guess buying it is gotta be worse, right? You could Smithy. Oof, oof. I don't like the Smithy play, first of all. But this is also the worst case draw. Should be buying another Artificer here, I assume. Count. Okay. Count makes some sense. So there's 2 peddlers left in here and 3 wishing wells and your necropolis. So you should wish for necropolis. You should wish for necropolis. And now you wish perfectly for necropolis. The reason you should wish for necropolis earlier is that the only way you don't draw everything is if you wish for something else and necropolis is on top. So now you probably armory a silver, draw it and trash it. You could armory a catapult, but I don't think that's so good. And buy a province here. Yeah, okay. So Sam discarded overgrown estate catapult. Okay. So wish for wishing well. There's 5 of them left. And now be very sad. Top deck the smithy. Trash this curse. Maybe taking money is bad. Yeah, taking money's got to be better. Gain an artificer. Yeah. So there's 2 wishing wells here, as well as so now it's a little bit less clear what E.Honda should wish for. I think I would not wish for necropolis. There's also a silver there, so you don't. There's 2 wishing wells and 2 peddlers, a silver and a necropolis. I would probably wish for either wishing well or peddler. I guess I'd probably wish for peddler. Okay. Now I'd wish for a necropolis, I think. Yeah. So this last card is a wishing well, which is actually perfectly fine. Question is, what, if anything, do you armory here? And for Sam, yeah, I think this makes the most logical sense. Gotta wish for a wishing well, I think, still. Play peddler, play peddler. Wish for wishing. There's 2 wishing wells left, right? So wish. No. Oh, there was only 1 left. Then maybe this was okay. You've got 2 curses. You've got a count, an artificer, 2 peddlers, some wishing wells. Play the artificer before these wells, because you're not going to gain something. You're just trying to find your count mostly. Okay. You're going to find your count. So now wish for peddler, but you reveal curse. Okay, fine. Gain the copper, trash all that. I don't think this is a comeback that's gonna work, but it's not totally implausible. I think the biggest problem is that the curses are going to represent the 3rd pile for Sam, and that they're going to run out before the provinces do. You got to play play your wishing well next, I think. The remaining cards are gold, 2 wishing wells, and 3 peddlers, and another province. So I still think at this point I'm wishing for. I might wish for province because it's by far the worst thing, the thing that would hurt me most if I wish for something else and it's on top. But there's also some thought of like, if E.Honda just gets an artificer here and gives out a curse, then he's not that far off from like emptying the curses. Okay. So now there's 1 peddler and 1 wishing well and 1 gold and 1 province. Okay. Okay. Well, this is good. If you Necropolis, Armory a silver. Yeah, no, you don't do that. You do this. You're pretty happy. You play your Necropolis, you gain a silver. You trash a silver, you buy a province. Yeah, the game basically completely revolves around Catapult, like so many Catapult games. Um, I think you buy a province. I mean, I am eyeing that curse pile out, but I don't think I want it just yet. If you are eyeing it, you gain the Artificer. But yeah, I think just taking the province is a bit safer. Yeah, and that seems like a reasonable resignation. It's just too far for Sam to come back. The extra wishing wells don't count for enough because it's too hard to get them to hit. If they were labs, maybe it's a different story, but they aren't, so it isn't. Okay, there is Menagerie. This is cards in play, right? Yeah. So you can get rid of your chapel at the end with the bonfire or with Ratcatcher. You're gonna want spices for the plus buy. It's a fine card. You can draw with either Menagerie and or like Village Lackeys, Village Scholar. Yeah, this turn 1 chapel on top is pretty good looking to me. So slight advantage Sam now. Slight advantage Honda for having the extra turn. Slight advantage Sam for having, um, well, a better trash there. So now I think you just have to trash just that and buy a silver. And same thing for Sam here. He can do this. I don't know how much I like this. Is this really better than getting the silver there? I don't think so. Maybe it is. I would have to take some time though. I don't instinctively know that, right? So now he's going to get a silver and then he can get a spices, whereas the other way he had the silver there, he could get the spices here and then he could trash with his chapel. It's probably pretty close, but I think I would want to trash more coppers. I guess you can bonfire again later, maybe. It's kind of close. E.Honda now. Well, he's going to trash the estate. The question is, what else, if anything? And he could do a similar play where he bonfires a chapel and one of the coppers away, and that would leave him with 2 coppers. And then the bottom 2 cards here are copper, and this would leave him with exactly 3 coppers and his silver. So he could buy spices, and then he could buy like spices lackeys or something, and that seems reasonable. Or he could trash estate and copper, and then he would have 5 money. He could buy a lackeys, and basically he'd have an extra chapel and a lackeys. The question is, do you want a chapel and a lackeys, or do you want to have no chapel? And I assume you'd rather trash the copper here than keep it, even though you'll only have a 4-card hand next turn, but okay. I was thinking I might rather have the lackeys, but I don't know. Cut purse is good. This should be a spices. You're obviously going to play the purse and probably buy a spices here. You want the plus buy if nothing else. This could be cut purse lackeys. It could be village lackeys. It could be just another spices. It could be bonfire and something. Bonfire silver. Bonfire menagerie. Bonfire menagerie looks kind of sweet. Maybe not, because on the next turn you have 5 in your hand, in your deck, and what are you buying? Duplicates, it's gotta be. So maybe the menagerie is not so sweet here. You gotta make your money from silver, spices, golds, maybe some cut purses, but you're gonna have duplicates pretty quick. Just buy spices. This makes some amount of sense, although I'm a bit leery of just going in on spices too much. Yeah, Sam's got an interesting call here. I'd be inclined to go spices lackeys. At some point he's going to need to trash down more of these coppers, but I kind of want more buys first. I guess he could go spices bonfire here. No, that's probably better. Use 1 coppers, buy spices, and bonfire 2 coppers away. So then your deck will be a copper, a copper, a spices, and I think this last card in the bottom is. Yeah, I thought the last card in the bottom was a copper, and it was. Okay, so you play your lackeys. Ooh. So now we definitely want bonfire, and I think I'm kind of inclined to get another spices with it. I'm a little bit leery of just going 2 in on spices, because if you go in 2 in on spices and head for provinces, you're going to run out of juice, and I can go for Duchy Duke, maybe? Unless there's like a third pile, which there might be a third pile, right? You just get a lot of lackeys, and the spices and the lackeys run, and then when the duchies run, you can't get dukes enough. So this is kind of an interesting complication. But you could also just try to build with like villages and lackeys, and maybe go for vineyards or something. Okay. So Sam's really not bonfiring, which I think you want to bonfire more of these coppers away. Honda should play the lackeys. This is going to be what? Spices, lackeys? Seems not the best. Bonfire village lackeys? Seems okay. Bonfire lackeys. Womp womp. I mean, you could also go like Bonfire Spices lackeys, I guess. Maybe that's better. You don't really need the village right now. Your villagers aren't going to run out anytime soon. That's just a lot of lackeys. Holy shnikes. Village, lackeys, cut purse. Bonfire, spices, lackeys, lackeys. Still on bonfire plan. Maybe you just don't need that many lackeys. Having some's probably good. Duchy Duke looking less viable because the duchy pile runs. Their action counts are both kind of low for Vineyard. This could also just be like Spices Village lackeys or something of that nature. That actually makes a lot of sense because that's enough to draw everything exactly. And I wouldn't be too worried about my villagers running out because I'll have 5 and I'm draining on average like 1, maybe a little more than 1 a turn. I don't think the game's going to last that many more turns. I guess at some point you have to be a little bit worried about the game just up and ending. Because the spices and the lackeys are going to run like that. And then traveling fair is extra gains. But I don't think there's enough money for. Whoa, whoa. Okay. I don't think I like that. I mean, you know how much I was clamoring for Bonfire, but I don't know that I like this so much. Um, okay. So E.Honda with 11 does what? Spices, spices, lackeys? I was thinking E.Honda was ahead, but now I kind of don't. Again, I still want a bonfire here, and then you can add more payload, but um, you've only got 11 money in your deck, and I mean, okay. Sam is drawing his deck and has what? 12 money in his deck, and he can draw it relatively easily. I mean, you're drawing your deck very easily, more easily than Sam, but you have a little bit less money. You have a little bit more coffers. You have first player is the biggest thing. Well, I think E.Honda might still be ahead, but because the extra turn is really big, especially in a game like this. This could just be Spice's lackeys. Or Spice's gold, excuse me. but could have been gold bonfire or something. This is going to be village lackeys. Okay. Well, that is not going to increase your payload at all. Just play the menagerie. Doesn't really matter. Okay. So now I would want to bonfire the last two coppers, buy spices, silver. Maybe you can't afford that. I was going to say spices, silver, lackeys, but your terminal space is kind of an issue. Maybe you bonfire one copper and a lackeys and buy spices, silver, lackeys. The reason I like silver over spending two coffers to get a spices is strictly because you have menagerie. I kind of like what Sam's been doing, but I think the menagerie is just so unlikely to hit in this deck. You have three spices, two lackeys, and it will become more likely over time, maybe. You could go spices, and another menagerie. You could go spices, silver, lackeys, menagerie. Little bit worried about terminal space. You could go village, silver, village, lackeys. That seems pretty reasonable. Yeah. And now you just have to make sure that nobody's winning by popping their villages and emptying the spices in the villages or something like that. But I don't think anybody quite is. Well, it's not even that close to that amount of money. That's 40 money. And also you have to spend some to get extra buys. So yeah, you're not there. Um, okay, so Honda should probably go like gold spices here. And yeah, Sam doesn't have enough money to end it, so you also have to worry about, I guess, estate pile out is the pile out du jour. So depending on what you take here, like if you go gold spices, then Sam would need three spices and eight estates. And he'd have four buys once he draws his deck. So that's 7 extra buys is 14 extra money. Plus 16 money is 30. Plus 15 is 45, which is way beyond what he can make right now. But in a couple turns, that kind of thing starts to become real. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 actions right now for E.Honda. Doesn't really look like vineyards are going to be a thing for him. Sam has 1, 2, 3 mining villages and a cut purse. That's 4. Plus 3 lackeys is 7. Plus menagerie is 8. Doesn't look like vineyards are going to be a thing for either of them. But E.Honda gets a potion anyway. What? Why? What? So is this going to be like menagerie, rat catcher? Surely you want a menagerie over the third rat catcher. Yeah. I don't really believe in this. But maybe. Menagerie, village, cut purse. Okay. Kind of want like province spices. maybe you just build more and go like Menagerie Spices Gold or Menagerie Silver Gold. Menagerie Mining Village Gold. Menagerie Mining Village Gold seems okay. These last cards for Sam are a Lackeys and a Silver. Actually, maybe Menagerie Gold. Guess you could go Menagerie Potion Gold. But again, I think you want to go for provinces. Your vineyards are only worth like 4. Traveling fair, really? Ratcatcher. You're just gonna like ensure that. Okay. That this menagerie hits. So you both think that vineyards are the way to go. I don't know about that. I guess it might work out. Just keep draining. Keep draining your supply of villagers. I think you got to. You need to keep drawing here. You should probably get another village as well, but no. So this could be like traveling fair for menagerie, ratcatcher, vineyard. It should be a guaranteed menagerie hit. Potion, vineyard, menagerie. Okay. Menagerie again. Village. Lackeys. Or village. Yeah, villages first, of course. Cut purse. Okay. So traveling fair leaves you with 13 in a potion. You can get menagerie and 5 buys, right? You get menagerie, vineyard, potion. You have 6 money left. Right now you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You go menagerie, potion, vineyard. You just have to be a little bit worried about the pile out. Like, the first player for E.Honda here is pretty strong. 4 buys, it's a ton of money. I mean, I think you've kind of committed to going. Like, you could get a. What you could do here is get a province. That actually seems somewhat appealing to me. Province, menagerie, vineyard, menagerie. And that way, what? You could even spend, maybe you could spend 1 coffers to get those menageries, all that stuff on top. And then there's 3 menageries left if you want to get rid of those and the rat catchers. That's 9. That's 21. That's too much money still. But it makes it hard for Honda to lower. Either of these piles without opening up to you. What if that's the thing, then maybe you don't need the province now. How much money can Honda generate? Like how much can Honda threaten piles on you? And the answer is 4, 6, 8, 10. Is that all the money he makes? 10. And then he has 1, 2 mining villages. So that's 14. Oh man, yeah. That's not doing much. I'm not sure about top decking the spices. Because it's your most likely duplicate. I mean, lackeys, village, village. You're not trashing these. The game's not ending yet. Lackeys, lackeys, menagerie. Menagerie, okay. You really have to worry about villagers coming up now, though. You're spending a ton of them. Play this 4, 6, 9. I think this last card is a copper? No, it's a spices. It's a spices. Well, you definitely want to draw that. Okay, so first of all, let's make sure you can't win. 14, definitely not enough money. So that's safe enough. You go vineyard, vineyard, mining village. So you go traveling fair, vineyard, vineyard, mining village, menagerie, rat catcher, with the village, menagerie, and rat catcher all on top. And I'm pretty sure you'll be at 15 points. There's no way that Sam can beat you this turn. I think that's what you got to do. You go traveling fair, vineyard, mining village, menagerie, or rat catcher. And your menagerie should be very likely to in fact, maybe you take like a copper so you can trash it to your rat catcher from the mat, and that way you just guarantee that your first menagerie hits. I don't know about that though. I think you're likely enough anyway to do it that you don't want to go ahead and do that because you would need 2 out of your 3 coppers, 2 out of your admittedly 7 lackeys, or 2 out of your 3. I don't know. You know what? 2 out of your 7 lackeys, you might be able to trash one of the lackeys anyway. Okay. This looks like the exact line I was talking about. I assume. I mean, I guess you could do different things with your two. If you're really worried about the pile out, you could get a chapel instead of a rat catcher. I don't think so, though. I don't think you want to top deck this vineyard. And I'm pretty sure you want to get another vineyard. And I really think you want to get a rat catcher. Because there's no way that Sam can get 3 menageries, 4 rat catchers, and win the game out from under you. Right? Because that would be 3 menageries, 4 rat catchers, and 2 vineyards. And that's just not going to happen. He has 5 natural buys. And he would need 7, 8, 9 buys. So he's got to spend 8 on traveling fairs. And then he also needs 9, 17. You need 25 money. He just can't make that. So play your village next. Your rat catcher's fine, but the village I think was bad. I mean, it's not going to matter now. Play your lackeys. Sam's gonna have problems here because his future menageries aren't gonna draw now. I mean, maybe this vineyards plan was better. I don't know, but I still think I like the provinces. You just have to keep drawing here. There's just no question. I don't understand why you would stop now. I mean, you're gonna have a problem kind of no matter what here is Sam. And we can call this first player, although I think he definitely had some decisions he could have taken earlier to improve his spot here. Um, you just got to play this lackeys though. First things first. Oh, the decision is whether you trash the mining village, and I really don't think you do. Yeah. So I mean, this is a tough spot because the obvious thing is double vineyard, but if you double vineyard, then if Honda draws double vineyard plus triple menagerie or something is a pile out for him, and he'll win. If you don't double vineyard though, what are you doing? So I kind of think you double vineyard, double mining village, or well, that doesn't even really work. Double vineyard, cut purse, chapel. I don't know. It's really hard to find something that's good. You just don't have enough draw. Right, in your remaining deck, you have a couple more menageries. You have, I guess, just 1 spices, 1 gold. Yeah, your deck can draw quite a bit yet. There's a mining village, a spices, a gold. 2 menageries, I want to say. So I think that's what you have to do is go vineyard, one mining village, vineyard, mining village, something. And I'm not sure what the something is. And just hope that Honda doesn't draw. And that you do. Something could be the last spices? Or is it the second, the third to last spices? Maybe. It could be. Actually, it could be province. How does that change things? I kind of like that, maybe. Vineyard, mining village, province. Of course, you have to spend all your coffers, but I think it might be worth it. The game is too close to over. And then you have this, if Honda doesn't draw, then you've got a real shot. You could also just maybe take a duchy or something. I'm not 100% sure how many actions Sam has. That's the other thing to think about. I think you need the other vineyard. I think, if Honda gets two vineyards here, how are you winning, Sam? Well, it's looking like it's going to work out for Honda probably. He's not blowing up his mining villages, which I think, I guess given that there are three vineyards, not two left, that makes some sense. Play one of these lackeys, I think. I'm trying to remember what these last cards are. Maybe they're nothing. They're a copper. No. How many coppers have been trashed? 9, which means there's 7 left between their decks. And we know that Sam has. So you have 3. You have at least 3. Sam has 2. I think you have 4. I think it's at least one copper there. I think it's copper lackeys. I think it's copper lackeys. I'm not seeing what the win would be. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 4 buys. Yeah, because the vineyards aren't gone. Or you can't get them to be gone. Pretty sure you just have to go vineyard. Well, I guess you got to figure out whether you want to play these lackeys or not, right? So you're going to have 6, 9, 9 to 12 money. You're going to go vineyard. You're going to have 4 buys. You're going to get vineyard, and you want to get action cards. 2, 2, 2. 2, 2, 4, 4, 8. Yeah, no, this is fine. You don't need more money. I still think I'd play a lackeys though, um, because I want to draw this copper. Okay, so the decision's been made, and you're going to go with Vineyard, Province, Ratcatcher. Okay. Well, that's a lot of points. You play Lackeys first, maybe? Okay, so Sam's just going for it. Well, this is good for him. He's kind of just going for it, but he's still playing his villages before the Lackeys, which is not what going for it would do, I don't think, but whatever. Vineyard, double province, and an action doesn't get there. He's just lost now. No, he's just lost. Resign. Resign is what I expect. I don't think he kind of did need to go for it. I don't know. This whole line of play was kind of locked in from several turns ago when they decided to both go for Vineyard. It's 15. Province. Yeah, but I mean, okay. Honda needs to be able to get to 3 Ratcatchers here, which is not quite guaranteed. It's really close, though. You don't trash anything. You're not that worried about drawing a copper. If you draw a copper, then you're kind of fine, right? For 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 money. You just need to draw spices, right? And then you're there. This should still, I mean, this is easily it, right? You can do it on either menageries or Ratcatchers. Yeah. Yeah. I think, I don't know, I feel like Sam had a chance if he didn't follow for Vineyards is. I don't know. How many games has this been? 3? Something like that? Okay. Cursed gold. So seeing what split you get is pretty important. Sam has the 3-3/3-6. Honda has the 2-4/5-4. Um, yeah, Church seems pretty good to me. Possibly Church Silver or Sage. On the 5-4, you could go Pawn Moneylender, but I kind of want to trade. Kind of want to do some kind of trade vault money thing here. Maybe? There's no village. You can't really build that big. I mean, you can try to build a double, but it will take you forever. Pretty sure you should just go for single. And by pretty sure, I mean I'm quite sure you should just go for single. Build towards being able to do that pretty well. So you go some kind of vault horde money thing, maybe. Maybe not horde. Maybe just vault. Or maybe not vault. Maybe just horde. I'm not sure. Um, if they go horde, then road network looks better. Trade on turn one. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. Sam goes church, and doesn't see either of them on turn three, which is pretty darn sad. Pretty sure Sam should be getting a silver here. And Honda probably runs back the trade again. And now could either get Horde or Vault, or I guess could trade 2 coppers for silvers, but don't know about that. Okay, so Sam really needs to think now. These last 2 cards are both coppers. So if he takes Estate, Cursed Gold, Copper, he's pretty likely to be able to trade. No, they're not both coppers. One of them is a church. So now you hold the cursed gold over and trade your estates, or hold an estate over and trade your cursed gold and an estate. But I don't know that there's much difference between those two. I don't like the puka that E.Honda has gotten here. I would much rather have a vault. Just trash cursed gold. Oh, yeah, of course, do that way. Now you don't hold anything over, I think. Guess you could hold estate silver over. Take the money lender. Okay, this is actually okay also. Okay, Honda should probably trade the cursed gold and the curse away here. Then he'll be pretty good to go. Sam, yeah, does this trade. Now he's pretty good to go. Okay, interesting. So 2 coppers, money lend a copper, buy a silver. I guess you get a horde. You could get a province already as Honda maybe. Wouldn't mind a road network in these decks, honestly. Could get another horde, maybe. I think I'd just get a province. Takes the road network. So the last card here is... Huh. Okay. Well, in that case, I think you trash a copper here and hold everything aside. You start greening next turn if you're E.Honda. And if you're Sam, I probably church the church and buy road network. Sam seems behind to me, though. It's kind of close, but... Okay. So now Honda should know exactly what cards are left in these last four that he's going to draw and save appropriately. Now, I can't remember what's left, so there's that. It should be like I don't remember. Sam's gonna have a decision on if he should trash and if he should save anything with church here. I think he probably wants to start province. Well, he's gonna draw an extra card, right? So he's gonna draw an extra card because Honda's gonna green. You should trash the cursed gold. Pretty confident. And actually, maybe you could just hold the puka aside if you're Honda. Maybe that's not good. Trash is copper. Okay. Okay, so I think you trash nothing and save a copper aside with church here and province. But Sam seems behind by about the half turn, and he's first player. This is a gold, a horde. I mean, trash the cursed gold for Pete's sake. Okay, well, set aside the cursed gold and two silvers here. Pretty sure he could have trashed the cursed gold and set aside three silvers. Yeah, and that seems real good to me. Okay, this is really the best draw for Sam. I was drawing that church. Yeah, I probably don't trash with the church. Sold two coppers aside. I actually, you should think about that a little more by province. No, this makes sense. I mean, it doesn't matter too much whether you trash now or later. I think you should have trashed an extra copper last turn probably, but whatever. Again, trash the cursed gold, set three silvers aside with your church. Puka your copper. You're going to have a horde. You're going to have 2 golds. You're actually going to have more than that. Set the silvers aside. Puka the copper. Buy a province. Trash a copper. Buy a province. And SamE is just going to lose basically on turns here. There's not much for it. Okay, so set aside gold, gold, silver. Buy province. Buy province the next turn. It's forced win by now because of the turn situation. Okay. So Shepherd, Flag Bearer, Recruiter, Marauder. Well, the only plus buy comes from Forest's Boon and potentially Ruin Market. Vaults can make you a lot of money. Shepherd, Hideout trashes stuff. I might skip Recruiter here. Like Hideout Silver. There's also Procession though. Hideout Silver into getting a lot of Shepherds basically, and Vault is what I'm thinking. A lot of Shepherds in a Vault or two. One Hideout just to trash some coppers. Well, you do have Pouch. How did I miss Pouch? So that's encouraging you to build a bit more. Probably do want Marauder at some point. I don't know about that early though. I don't like the opening track. Well, I kind of like it if I have 2-5 maybe. Yeah. The thing about Recruiter is I think I still want to play with Shepherd, which point Recruiter's kind of a lot worse. Shepherd just seems like the best buy available though. This is 6 with 2 buys. Could be a large number of different things. Shepherd Estate already. Huh. Probably gonna have to trash an estate to get villagers at some point. But I might not do it here. I might just trash the survivors here, buy a hideout or something like that. Flag bearer. That makes some amount of sense at least. He's got a trash estate here. And he's gonna maraud. And what? assume you trash the flag bearer here. Kind of surprised at zero hideout still, especially from Sam's side. This is a lot of recruiters. Now Sam should probably recruit a flag bearer. Play a flag bearer. And I still want to buy a hideout. I like it more than the second recruiter. Okay. Just probably trashing it. Just trashing the estate. Okay. Leave the recruiter in the pasture? Because you want to recruit the pasture? Was my thought. Maybe that just doesn't matter. So 7 and 2 buys, or you could keep the spoils. I still don't know how you're drawing. I mean, it's got to be vault, right? If you're getting rid of all your green cards, it's not going to be shepherd. The only other way to draw is vault. I mean, he could try to retake the flag here. Sam has a shepherd coming up, I think. Does try to retake the, well, does succeed in retaking the flag. Gonna get a silver with it. Gonna put anything on top. These are the questions. Does take the silver, doesn't put anything on top. Okay, that's a great boon. Take the flag bearer, which you don't probably want on top. And take a shepherd, which you do. You have a shepherd on top already, maybe. Maybe you don't want another one. Could be a lot of things here. Could be a third recruiter. Get you nice and thin. Eventually feed recruiters to each other. Could be a vault. Could be a shepherd. Could be a duchy, I guess. Okay, third recruiter. Yeah, that makes a good amount of sense. So Honda's gonna recruit flag bearer, recruit a copper, and see what the tractor gives, I would imagine. This is the tracker first. Okay, that makes some sense as well. You trash the flag bearer, I have to imagine. Guess you could trash copper or pasture first. Pasture gives you more villages than trashing villagers than trashing copper, but I guess you might eventually get a shepherd or a state, and at which point the pasture is better. And if you're not gonna need the villagers, then yeah, I'd probably trash copper at this point. Okay, and what now? Could be a vault. Could be yet another recruiter. Could be a treasure trove. Could be a gold. I don't think. I guess it could be like Marauder Silver or something. I think Sam should probably lead on recruiter on his turn before playing shepherd. But it's not 100% clear. The whole reasoning behind why I'm saying that is the recruiter. Yeah, so hit the flag. It's more likely to find stuff to power up your later shepherds. Hit a copper. Shepherd to draw 6. I don't know if I would have played the library. Take wins. Discard the green cards. Probably you're not playing Survivor here, but so we know these last 3 cards include a recruiter. Play the flag bearer. I think you want that money. Gets you to 8. Gets you to 9. So you could say put Shepherd Duchy on top. I still kind of want to hide out. Okay. Hmm. Hmm. This is gonna trash. Yeah, copper. This is also gonna trash a copper. Gonna play this Marauder. Buy a province already. Okay. I don't think I would have led on Recruiter there. I think I would have played Hideout first because you know you want to trash a copper with it. Now, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, you're doing this, and it feels so much worse. Like, again, play your Hideout here. Trash. Now you play your Shepherd. Now play Recruiter. Trash the Survivors. Sea's Gift is nice. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 8 again. Or 8 this time is now. It's actually 8. This could be province. Could also be that you want to build a little bit more before you do that, though. You're getting to about as thin as you want to be, but like I kind of want another shepherd, and I kind of want a little more money, but it's kind of hard to get both those things. This could just be shepherd plus estate on top. Punt on the money for now. Two, three, four, five, six. You gotta trash a copper here, I think. And I think another copper. You could think about the pasture here. Probably buying province. Could be flag bearer shepherd. You know, these last cards are recruiter, province, marauder, silver spoils, sure. Assume you trash the library here. Okay, no, this makes some sense because you're likely to trash them both, but the reason you wouldn't would be if you found the library first. Now I really don't think it matters. Recruit your recruiter. I don't think you need 3 recruiters and a hideout at this point. Play tracker. I want to see what boon I get. Sam desperately needs more money here. Swamp's Gift is fine. Trove, yeah. I'm not sure about Trove versus Vault, honestly. But it should be okay. Well, if you want a province here, you could trash your Marauder, but you're gonna run out of stuff to do. I guess you have the Treasure Trove coming up, so that'll help you with that. Okay, River's Gift is good. Province is on the agenda. So this is really good for Sam. And he should, hide out to trash a copper, probably. Recruit a recruiter, probably. Play a tracker, like, definitely. Just trashes the hideout. I mean, this also makes some sense. Tracker, right? I want to do tracker next. I want to see what I get. Recruit the recruiter. You don't need it. Yeah. Tracker. Fields, sure. Don't you want to draw more? You don't have a shepherd in there. Pretty sure you wanted to draw more. Oh, you're just doing this. Okay. Well, this makes sense then. This makes sense then. I really like Sam's strategy more, but Honda might just be ahead enough to pull this off. Trash the copper. Don't play the second recruiter. By province. Touchy shepherd. Okay. Now I really like Sam's position. Draw 6. Trash copper. I think. I think I would have played tracker earlier though. Maybe you trash recruiter. Recruiter making life-saving inventions. this is how you want to set it up. If you're Sam, game is still close. Do you play tracker now or do you play recruiter now? Plays tracker, okay. Yup. Copper down. Plays the trove. Okay, that wasn't 100% clear. But yeah. So you should province here because it's kind of your only chance. But Sam really looks ahead now. We know that the pouch is one of these bottom cards. He top decks the gold. Interesting. Obviously draw 10. Draw 12. Now, probably recruit a copper. Hold on. Maybe you shepherd 2 estates. Play your wisp to trigger a shuffle, hoping to not draw estates. You play your tracker. Maybe you just play your tracker next. You kind of want to play your tracker last. Okay, well, you're going to trash a copper now. You're going to shepherd 1 estate, probably, right? Your goal is to go province shepherd again, unless you tracker into something great. It's possible, I guess, that you should play your wisp before you play your shepherd. Let's think about that. I also don't know what boons are left. Looks like most of them. Yes, I agree that province and shepherd looks best, but you also want to set up your next hand to be like all green. So whether you play the shepherd first or the wisp first is not so clear. I wouldn't have done this many. Maybe this is as most you can get, but tracker. Ooh, that's unfortunate. It's a really bad boon to get. Oh, you know what? No, it's just fine. Whoa, whoa, don't draw that many though. Don't draw that many. You should have just shepherded 1 estate. Anyway, you go province shepherd, top them both. This is why I don't like this play. It might work out here because Honda might not touch the province. Although I think he should. Sam can double if he draws everything, so you have to have Sam not draw everything. And what else are you going to do? Duchy estate? I mean, it scores 8 points, but doesn't beat double province. I mean, Honda would still have to be able to province next turn, which is not guaranteed whatsoever. But I'm pretty sure I go province shepherd. Put the shepherd on top, put both on top, right? And I guess maybe you want to be able to beat single province. You go province, estate, estate. You have to hope for quite a big dud, though. If you don't go for province, I don't think you can win. So Shepherd, yeah, you just hope that he has basically what he has. And Honda should win now. It's like basically guaranteed. I think it is guaranteed. To we'll play recruiter. Yeah, trash recruiter say. And that's a win. I think you gotta take the Shepherd on top. I don't I don't think that the Duchy was. I think he was too scared of what Honda could do. I think. I don't know. Okay. Well, this one there's quite a lot of draw between crop rotation and hireling and port slash workers village with moat. We have secret cave, of course. Tomb makes you want to get expand more than I otherwise would, but probably not that keen on getting expand anyway. I mostly just want to draw a million cards and get the chest. Uh, so I want to play with ports and swashbucklers and workers' villages and yeah. Do I get a nomad camp on turn one? Probably not. If I had it on turn two, I'd be more excited about it. It could go like Silver Nomad Camp and try to hit a quick crop rotation. I'd like to get a hireling quick, a secret cave, some villages, a moat, a nomad camp, but a warehouse. Try to get like one of everything strats going and get my lamp popped as soon as possible and get crop rotation quickly as well. And try to get my draw up with Swashbuckler as well. So Silver Cave or Silver Warehouse both seem kind of reasonable. Now I don't like Cave Warehouse really. Now as Sam, I'd probably get a warehouse. And I guess he could get a scheme here, and if he gets very lucky, you'd have cave, warehouse, scheme, copper, silver, lamp. You could try to do the same thing with moat, which gets you a little bit deeper, but you have to draw things in the right order a little bit more. Okay, so it's possible here. He needs to draw scheme and lamp. So scheme in the next three cards, and then lamp in, well, either one of the others of those, plus the card off the scheme. So it didn't get there. This, I think I would take a crop rotation here over expand or hireling. We know that the crop rotation will hit next turn. We know that there's a scheme in your next hand as well. Yeah, I would take crop rotation here. Takes expand. I don't like that near as much. Okay. Okay. Cave. Honda still doesn't have a silver. Well, I would discard here and buy a moat, I think. I think. Could also get a workers' village. Wait, is moat even enough? You have warehouse, cave, copper, lamp. No, it's not. So forget everything about that. I probably don't discard if that's the case. and I get a workers' village. Yeah. Moat now? I guess I should work out, like, can Sam get to what he needs next turn anyway? The expand is just pretty bad for getting there, because your hand size is a problem. But if he goes scheme, cave, wow, he's getting another scheme. Scheme, cave, warehouse, copper, silver. I mean, he's there, right? Yeah, Sam does make it there, which was pretty likely, right? So, cave. This is only 5 uniques. I would discard here and buy a moat. Really hope that I get there this turn, which looks reasonably likely. So you can discard the coppers here and you still make it. If you expand the estate, play silver and lamp, that's still 6. And you would want to expand the estate into swashbuckler probably. Or you could just buy the swashbuckler. Or a workers' village, or ports, or actually buying ports doesn't look half bad. I might, yeah, okay. What are you scheming here, though? Probably the warehouse. This is a lot of schemes. Estate, copper, copper, workers' village, moat. We got there. Copper, lamp, boom. And 8 and buys. This could be hireling moat. It could be port, port workers village. You probably want to wish for swashbucklers mostly. Kind of like port workers village with the plan of wishing for swashes. And I like port because it's more villages, and I like workers village because I think I'm going to need more buys. But maybe it's just port is better. I don't know. I mean, hireling is a card I kind of want here, but the time may have already passed for it even. I really want to get a lot of villages and swashbucklers, so I like this play because now you can port, hopefully find a warehouse or a secret cave, but wish for a swashbuckler and then repeat that a few times basically. Cave. So now Sam has to wish for village, probably workers if you're wishing for it. Swash. I mean, you could play the schemes first, doesn't really matter. And now he's going to expand a copper into something and buy port, I assume. And you should scheme Workers Village, probably Workers Village Warehouse Swashbuckler. Yeah, so you're going to play your Workers Village first, and so you're going to play Warehouse next. Yeah, probably discard this moat. Player Swash. Now I think I'd wish for a hireling, and I would have loved to have had the the thing in my hand. And by thing, I of course mean um, the copper instead of this moat, because I probably want to buy ports. Okay, port. You play the port, and you. I think I still wish for Swashbuckler. Maybe you play cave first. Guess you could wish for a village, play the village, expand the estate, then play cave, and hope to draw your Swashbuckler that you expanded into the estate into. I like Honda's position, I think. Swashbuckler scheme. Don't play the wish, just play the no. That doesn't make any sense. Um, gonna take another village here. What's it gonna be? What are these last cards? They've got to be coppers, right? All of them? Guess they're just like exactly what you discarded from your warehouse earlier. 2 coppers and an estate. Yeah. And that makes sense too. You giddy. Should, I mean, you need more villages support. Um, more swashbucklers start to do less and less for you. You kind of need more buys. Yeah, they really start to do less and less for you. So this is going to be Workers Village, Warehouse, Port, Swashbuckler on top. Yeah. Now, E.Honda with crop rotation just gets to activate his swashes right away. So you go village, swash, village, village, moat, cry, moat. I think moat. Yeah, moat. Should be moat. Okay, now warehouse. Maybe you have to cave first. I don't think. Maybe, yeah, maybe you can't get it done. These swashbucklers being at the exact bottom hurts. Because you only have one card in your discard. Well, anyway, you could just do this. I don't know whether you warehouse or cave here. The last card is a swashbuckler. Well, this is the way you activate your swashbuckler again, but I don't. He's going to buy a cave here, I think. So you have some more money for next turn. I don't know that I agree that that's true. I kind of still like Honda's position. Right. So copper, copper, silver down. And I don't. You should figure out what you're expanding, I guess. There goes the chest. Port. Port. Yeah, Sam's got to be ahead now. Port. Scheme into workers' village. Sure. Discard. Deck's not big enough. Could discard scheme port copper to get another coffers, but I don't know that that's really worth it. Port, workers village. Yeah, you actually definitely want this buy, right? So okay. So this could be expand cave workers village or something. Just more swashbucklers. Okay. I don't like that. That's just like so much. Moat. Workers village. Swashbuckler. Man, these swashbucklers are hitting the end here. Warehouse. Cave and then warehouse maybe is the way. Again. this doesn't, it doesn't, yeah. Okay, yeah, Sam's way ahead. Um, port. Play port next. You're overswashed. Expand copper into cave. See if you go gold into expand and then copper into cave. You can't play the cave this turn. Nine, 16, 25. I mean, you can already triple here. Actually, you can quad here. So just make sure you can win next turn. Okay. Province port. Just double province. Somehow this seems suboptimal, but it's probably sufficient. He's just gonna stick workers village, swashbuckler warehouse, yeah. Swash. Um, discard, moat, workers village. Every time these swashes are hitting the bottom. Every time. So swash again. Swash first seemed better, but it's not going to matter. It just can't matter. Get another expand. Okay, it's just going to get a province here maybe, but Sam should triple quite easily here. need to keep province. Yeah. Sewers? Turn 1 sewers from Honda seems pretty reasonable, given that he uses goat in turn 2. On the other hand, I don't know that you really need to trash it all that fast. What are you doing here eventually? Your only village is captain. You can draw with apprentice or old witch. Replace is okay. I mean, there isn't that much, like the payload is just treasure probably. Maybe forager, because forager can get up to 5 money. Oh, it could be poorhouse actually. Combination of poorhouse and forager maybe. I mean, it's very fast. Sam should just get a pixie, of course, and then decide what to get on the 5, which probably replace. Could be old witch. Although old witch, I mean, makes some sense too, right? Because you can find your, basically you find your goat more often, whereas replace makes you find it less often. But I don't know how important quite that is. Oh, develops. Huh. I've kind of ignored develop here. I think it's really hard to make it work. Also, are you trying to get poor houses or not? I guess you are, but so what do you develop here? So you get a forager, a poorhouse, you trash both these coppers and buy a pixie. I mean, that's okay. You're going to trash yourself thin very fast. So now Sam gets a silver, a poacher. I don't know that I like the poacher. I think I don't like the poacher. Trash both the coppers here, right? It doesn't really matter. You're going to make the same amount of money as long as you don't trash your poor house. That amount is going to be 5. I think I like Sam's spot. It's going to be really hard to make 6 quick enough, which is what you want because you want captain. See what Honda does here. Could be double pixie, could be poacher, could be poacher poorhouse, could be pixie forager. Could be curse curse. Buy curses to enable your opponent's old witch to trash your other stuff. Note this is not a serious suggestion. Okay, trash the copper. I don't see. This is why I didn't like the poacher before. Well, part of it. Replace. Okay. Maybe he wants to replace the old witch into a captain. Surely you want forest. I don't know that you want to get rid of goat. Because, like, you have these curses? You have a curse anyway. Well, he's just going to do it. Okay. Oh, I guess you're just super thin. Yeah. No, this was good. I assume this is going to be a captain. So, captain next, because you need to play it as a non-terminal, which should probably be poacher. This apprentice is not doing anything anymore, but you can develop it maybe. That might be the way to go here. Huh. I would have thought Sam would have replaced copper into pixie and trashed another copper. I don't know. This is close. You probably see poacher here, right? And then you develop your apprentice into poacher captain. Then you draw some stuff. Yeah, this is working out really well. You don't think you need that. Your next 3 cards are a forager, a curse, and a... I can't even remember, but it doesn't really matter. It's a poacher, okay. So you're gonna captain as poacher, you're gonna captain as poacher, you're gonna trash the curse with your forager. And you're gonna play your poorhouse. You're gonna buy a captain. You're not really gonna be that far ahead. Literally, you just need to play this as poacher here, right? Like, uh, you could think about doing it as Pixie, but that doesn't work. You can't get the boons from Pixie, so it's just a cantrip. So it's not as good as poacher. Play this captain. Play it as a poacher. Play Poorhouse. Buy province replace. I don't know. Maybe not province replace. I don't think that the gains are really that important for E.Honda. If you're really hard for gains, then you can develop stuff. Which I guess is a bit annoying to be able to pull off because your terminal space is limited. I don't know. It's mostly that the attack isn't actually a good attack, and less that it's helping your opponent. The card draw is pretty important. Buys another captain and an old witch himself. Okay. Poacher. Poacher, surely. Play the old witch because you need to draw cards. Trash copper. See, I don't think E.Honda is that. I mean, E.Honda is ahead, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's that far ahead. I don't really understand why E.Honda got an old witch, though. I mean, I guess it's something to develop, but it seems like worse than the other options to develop to me. Like Poacher, you're going to develop this old witch. Play it as Poacher. Now you could develop that curse, but no. See, all these extra captains are only doing so much. You play as Poacher. You could play Poorhouse, and double province. Okay, as Pixie doesn't make sense as opposed to Poacher, but whatever. Again, that doesn't make sense to me. Why? And yes, these poachers are going to start to flip good boons, I guess. I think all those captains being out kind of actually helps Sam because he has better draw now. Kind of had better draw before, but you know, always play as Pixie. Now you can play the old witch. You can replace something. You could buy a province here. The world is your burrito. This game still seems kind of close to me. Maybe that's crazy. But it's kind of funny getting so many captains makes all the captains worse because the best thing to play them on was Poacher, and now that's a lot worse. Um, Poor House is still kind of a thing though for Honda. Honda should still be ahead significantly, but like it's not so clear. Gosh, this match is taking forever. Uh huh. Take a pixie, right? Could be estate. Okay. By a province, right? Yeah. Not so sure about the estate, but giving extra curses seems a lot better now than it did before because like hand space is a real issue for Honda. You just got to play all these captains as pixies, and it's just like not that great. It would be hilarious if the pixies ran. Um, Actually, once the curses run, though, that's also an issue for E.Honda. And they're gonna run in a turn or two. And then all these poachers do garbage. There's four between their two decks. But, I mean, Captain kind of wants to play it as well. Again, if E.Honda plays well, should be able to deal with all this stuff. But it's not so trivial. You actually have to think about it. You can't just go click, 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 click. Yeah, all these captains getting played as pixies or on pixies or whatever the right verbiage is. Play pixie next, right? I guess there's some boon tracking. Maybe you want, because you want your pixie to be able to hit a good boon, and so maybe you can track to enable that. Develops Poacher into Forager, Old Witch. Okay. Sky's Gift. No. Old Witch. Okay. As Poacher. Okay. So he's got to discard a card here. Oh no, it was on Pixie still. My bad. Discard the curse, play Poacher. Discard the curse, Captain on Pixie. Trash both curses with your foragers. Play Poor House, play Captain on Poor House. 2, 4, 6. You have 14, I think. kind of both have to race to get rid of the rest of their poachers. But I guess I don't think nothing is that weird. I think he's not drawing that well. So Sam should probably play these as at least one of them as a pixie and maybe one as a poacher. I think one is a poacher. Oh, this also works. I guess. Now you're going to play poacher, you're going to discard province, you're going to replace the curse into something, and you're going to play a captain for something. I'm not sure what the somethings are. Or you could replace your poacher and draw it. So you play captain, play poacher. So I don't think there's a lot of need for that. I think this is going to be captain plays poacher, discards province, replace the poacher into gold, trash the curse. Have 8 exactly by province. Should still be losing. Guess this doesn't have to go to gold. It could go to something else. Another replace, perhaps. Little terminal space limited on the next turn if you do that, though. Yeah, it just goes gold and buys a province. Fair enough. Again, Hana needs to be careful here. On a win, I'm trying to see what the third pile is. Guess the way to do that would be because develop does a lot. Develop a 4 and a 5 and develop. Draw. Develop stuff. I don't know. But I did not shoot the deputy. I don't see how you're piling estates. really don't. Okay, let's say you develop a poor house into a curse and an estate. Play Old Witch. That gives the last curse. Or developing it is probably worse than replacing something. Whatever. You're going to forage a bunch of stuff. You can't forage enough stuff. I think you're more likely to be able to do it on, like, I don't know. Maybe you could get talismans. Something. And use that to pile out. Let's pile out like pixies. So you like develop your forager and a talisman pixie. Develop a forager and a talisman pixie. Draw some stuff. But then you still have to score. You could replace a captain into province, giving out the last curse. Then develop forager into talisman pixie. Develop forager into talisman pixie. Draw, 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 draw. You need to be able to buy 2 pixies. You're very close if you're not there. What if you develop... You replace captain and you replace curse. You develop replace. You develop poacher in Old Witch. Develop. You play captain to draw the Old Witch. You draw, or to draw the place curse into a state. Okay. Play a bunch of foragers. Yeah, that doesn't work. Because you gotta replace something. You can develop... Apprentice. Okay. And it feels to me like this is going all wrong. Silver. Okay. I think there might have been a way with talismans. And pixies. But I can't follow this stuff. Buy a poorhouse. Goodbye, curse. Just to nerf Sam's poacher? I don't know. And I don't think Sam should have a similar kind of pile out, so plays a poacher. Okay. Do 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 do. Pixie. Do 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 do. This is slow. Do 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 do. Um, you see, the thing is, if Captain could play replace, Sam would be golden. But it can't, so he's lost. um, yeah, something seems to have gone wrong here as well. He didn't need to play this many as poachers, right? Because he could play Captain as poacher here, hoping to draw the. That doesn't even work. Goat is what I was going to say. But it doesn't work. I was thinking, he could replace gold into province by province, which A, isn't nearly good enough, but B, also doesn't work. So I just don't know what he's doing. It's just very lost. Very lost. Yeah, Honda had to be careful, but Honda was careful. And it should be a win. Should be a victory. Okay. Now what? Gold in the province, or probably makes more sense to do silver in the duchy or something. Buy the province. It just, none of it matters. None of it matters at all. You can't not buy province here. Sure, Honda can double, But how are you ever winning if Honda doubles? You're not. So just buy province. Oh, Duchy Pixie. That's not going to do anything. It's not really going to matter. Pixie, Pixie, Pixie. I made it out of clay. Um, hold on now. Is there just a real simple Pixie pile out? Guess you got to score a point still. Moon's Gift, sure, whatever. Um, I'm just looking for like get a talisman in play, or maybe two talismans in play. So if you like develop the Old Witch for gold talisman, an apprentice, something, draw a bunch of cards. Should work, right? There's so many wins here. I mean, I guess it makes sense to just make sure that you're winning before you go for anything, but okay, so we go talisman, get a talisman, we don't get a talisman, we play forager, place captain into province, province into province, okay. Now you just need to double province, right? So forage the silver, play a whole bunch of poor houses, GG. Sure, that's an easy win. Among many others. I believe that's the last game of the match, I think. Please tell me there isn't another one. Yes, that's it. We're done. Thanks for watching, everybody.